Arthur was a lonely boy. He was only 12, but the weight of the world felt like it was on his shoulders. He had lost his parents and his sister in an accident, leaving a gaping hole in his heart. At school, bullies picked on him relentlessly, making him feel small and insignificant. Life was a constant struggle, and Arthur found solace only in his imagination. He spent hours lost in books, dreaming of faraway lands and daring adventures.
Arthur longed for an escape, a place where his sadness couldn't reach him. He yearned for a friend, someone who understood his pain and could share in his dreams. Little did he know his wish was about to come true, though not in a way he could have ever imagined. The answer lay hidden in his late grandmother's attic, tucked away in a dusty old chest. One gloomy afternoon, while rummaging through his grandmother's belongings, Arthur stumbled upon a curious book. It was bound in worn leather, its pages yellowed with time. A faint, sweet scent, like that of forgotten dreams, emanated from its pages. The book had no title, but as Arthur's fingers brushed against its cover, he felt a strange warmth spread through his body.
He carefully opened the book, his heart pounding with anticipation. The pages were filled with swirling script, unlike any language he had ever seen. As he stared at the strange symbols, they began to glow faintly, and the room filled with soft whispers. The whispers seemed to beckon him, drawing him into the book's depths.
Suddenly, the book burst open, releasing a blinding flash of light. Arthur shielded his eyes, and when he could see again, he found himself in a breathtaking new world. Lush green meadows stretched as far as the eye could see, dotted with sparkling waterfalls and towering trees. The air hummed with the melody of unseen creatures, and a gentle breeze carried the scent of 1,000 wildflowers. This was the land of nostalgia, a world born from the forgotten dreams and stories of humanity.
Arthur gasped in awe, his loneliness momentarily forgotten. This was the escape he had always craved, a world where magic felt real and anything seemed possible. But as he explored this fantastical land, he soon realized that nostalgia, like his own heart, was shrouded in a deep sadness.
A creeping darkness was engulfing nostalgia, draining its vibrant colors and silencing its joyous melodies. This darkness, Arthur learned, was Zero, a force of emptiness and despair that fed on forgotten dreams. Zero threatened to consume nostalgia, leaving behind nothing but a barren wasteland. The creatures of nostalgia, once filled with joy and laughter, were now plagued by fear and hopelessness.
Arthur quickly realized that his arrival in nostalgia was no accident. He was meant to be here, to help this magical world rediscover its lost joy. But how could a lonely boy, still battling his own sadness, possibly hope to stand against such a formidable force?
The shadow of Zero loomed large, whispering dark promises and feeding on the despair that Arthur knew all too well. The battle for nostalgia had only just begun.
As Arthur ventured deeper into nostalgia, he encountered a young warrior named AJ.
Hey there, I'm AJ. You look like you could use some help.
AJ, with his jet black hair and piercing black eyes, was everything Arthur was not. Brave, confident, and skilled with a sword.
This world needs fighters, people who believe in something bigger than themselves.
AJ sensed a spark of hope in Arthur, a flicker of imagination that even Zero couldn't extinguish.
You have it in you, Arthur, the courage, the resilience. I can see it. Let me show you how to harness it.
He took Arthur under his wing, teaching him the importance of courage, resilience, and believing in something bigger than himself. Their journey led them to Draco, a magnificent sparkling dragon. Draco, with his iridescent scales shimmering like 1,000 sunsets, was said to possess immense power and wisdom.
But I've grown weary of the constant struggle against Zero. I have lost my spark, my belief in the power of hope.
Draco, you have to see the beauty that still exists in nostalgia. Your wisdom and strength are needed now more than ever.
Arthur, with his innocent heart and unwavering optimism, reminded Draco of the beauty that still existed in nostalgia. Draco agreed to help Arthur and AJ, guiding them through treacherous mountains and whispering forests. He taught Arthur the ancient language of nostalgia, a language spoken not with words but with emotions and memories.
My imagination, the very thing that had once been my escape, is actually a powerful weapon against Zero.
Arthur discovered that his imagination, the very thing that had once been his escape, was actually a powerful weapon against Zero. The final battle with Zero was upon them. Zero, a swirling vortex of nothingness, threatened to consume everything in its path.
AJ, be careful!
Arthur watched as AJ, his face etched with determination, charged into battle.
For nostalgia.
But AJ's sword was no match for Zero's all-consuming darkness and powers. Just when all hope seemed lost, Arthur remembered Draco's words.
Your love and power of imagination is the most powerful weapon against all despair.
He closed his eyes, digging deep within himself.
I think of my family, their love a beacon of light in my heart. I think of the beauty and nostalgia, the laughter of its creatures, the vibrant colors of its landscapes.
He poured all his love, his hope, his memories into his imagination, and let out a roar that shook the very foundations of nostalgia. A blinding light erupted from Arthur, pushing back against the darkness. Zero, weakened by the sheer force of Arthur's imagination, shrieked in anger and retreated. The darkness that had shrouded nostalgia lifted, replaced by a warm, radiant light.
The land is healing, thanks to you, Arthur.
Color flooded back into the land, and the creatures rejoiced, their voices raised in a symphony of gratitude. Arthur had faced his own grief, his own bullies, and had emerged victorious. He had discovered the power within himself, the power of hope, imagination, and love.
I will miss you all, but I promise to carry your stories in my heart.
With a heavy heart, but a newfound sense of purpose, Arthur knew it was time to return home. He bid farewell to AJ, Draco, and the magical creatures of nostalgia, promising to carry their stories in his heart. And as he opened the book of nostalgia once more, he found himself back in his grandmother's attic, the familiar scent of dust and old paper surrounding him. Arthur's journey to nostalgia had changed him. He was no longer the scared, lonely boy who had sought refuge in books. He carried within him the courage of a warrior, the wisdom of a Luckdragon, and the unwavering belief in the power of imagination.
Even in the face of darkness, hope can triumph.
He began to share his stories of nostalgia, weaving tales of fantastical creatures and daring adventures.
Nostalgia isn't just a place in a book, it's a place within each of us. A place where dreams and memories reside, waiting to be rekindled.
Arthur's stories ignited a spark in the hearts of those who listened, reminding them of the power of their own imaginations, their own capacity for hope and resilience. He learned that even though sadness and darkness existed, so did courage, love, and the magic of a good story.